I'm live. Hi. Hello, everybody. Yeah, with some more Sekiro. I'm not really sure why. It doesn't seem to be going in any good direction these days, be it to change the world or to get the run done. But here we are. Because I guess I'm in the habit and don't really know what to do first thing in the morning. Other than this, we'll keep doing this, I suppose. Right. Hopefully I'm not too loud today. And hopefully it picks everything up still. We'll find out. Oh, I noticed that yesterday when I switched to Rocket League, I forgot to change the source's visibility. So the Rocket League portion of the stream was just the background, like with nothing on the screen. So embarrassing. But that's why I deleted that VOD. I did actually stream, if anyone looked for it and couldn't find it. It got deleted for that reason. What am I doing? Music. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like the way these daily mixes change, so what's the point of saving them now? You know? At least I know they don't anymore. Let's save them manually. Let's try this one just for something different. Right. Do we do a run? No. Let's do save states first. I think I'm in a bit of a slump at the moment because I don't really know what to do on the stream or on my way. I've lost my way a bit. Yesterday I was going to do a second stream with like a podcast stream, and I was going to review, like, I don't know, some video on YouTube. But when I was about to start, I just thought, I don't know, I just thought this isn't going to work. What are you doing? Didn't know why I thought that, but I did. I guess maybe it's because I didn't know what the material was. And I started watching just a random video. And what I started seeing at the beginning, I was like, oh, I don't know if it just didn't feel right. I guess I've got to pre-select some material if I'm gonna like review it on stream. think because I didn't know what was coming up in the video and it didn't start out great, just kind of made me think this, yeah, you need to be more methodical, or you need to be more, you need to, yeah, know what you're gonna be watching, maybe. I think that was the general feel. So he can actually hit you if you firecrackers while he's swinging around. Sure. I guess there's something I can do about that. I'll just have to time it differently. But. Nice. Nice. Excellent aiming. Yeah, it just does it if you turn immediately there. And that was a quick headbutt. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like I need to refine my way forward. I don't really know what... I guess I need to think about it some more. Which is what I'm doing now, instead of playing the game properly. But that's fine. I'm here to be productive rather than play games, so... Like, really, dude? Okay, I'm gonna go further away. So what do I need to do? Yeah, maybe stream at different times of day. But I need a format, I think. It's content format. If it's not going to be gaming, I need to think more about the format. I didn't like what I did before with just reviewing one of my VODs and commenting on it. It didn't feel right. Oh, I guess I couldn't get around info enough. And I guess when I get into this sort of mood, I'm always thinking like, am I doing the right thing in general? Is anything going to make a difference anyway? You know, it's very easy to slip back into the mentality when you're trying to make a positive, productive change in the world. It's like it's very easy to just become like. I wouldn't say hopeless. I don't think I'm slipping back into hopelessness anymore like I used to all the time. It's a higher level than hopelessness. It's more like dejectedness or a bit of a loss of direction. I don't know. What's next? I'm not really in the mood for this. Yeah, it feels like I need to figure out something else to do on stream. I think part of it is I was going to be starting to like review like a 3-hour podcast type thing while going through it, and then I thought, if someone joins halfway through, then they're going to be like, what the hell have we been talking about for the first 2 hours? You know what I mean? Did I get hit? I don't think so. Maybe I need to change the title and invite people in for like a live conversation podcast. That's kind of what I've always wanted to do. And then like me as the streamer and the viewers together make the content rather than reviewing some content that's already there. I'm gonna try to change the title now. See if it... I don't really know. I've tried changing titles and inviting people in here before, and well, you know, the odd person's coming going, hey, is this the place for the philosophy? You know, so maybe. Live podcasting. And I'm going to switch it to just chatting. Even though I've got Sekiro in the background. Yeah. Alright. It might put someone off the fact that Sekiro is in the background, but I'll put it down as soon as anyone comes in. How about that? It's at least an invitation. Wait, didn't I kill him? Oh yeah, I killed him. Let's go again on Junior though. I want it to be creative, like a place to explore creative ideas. Not, you know, just argue over currently existing ideas and what's best, because we know that none of it is best because none of it's working out very well, right? So, and we need to foster an atmosphere of creative problem solving without being attached to the ideas for our ego or trying to win an argument or anything like that, and instead impartially discuss ideas for the benefit of everybody and let ideas be born, let ideas die, let ideas change without anyone becoming attached to any particular idea. That's the mindset we need to start off with. Because a lot of the problem with philosophy these days is it's about argument, it's about, you know, picking arguments apart, it's about, you know, who's more right and who's more wrong, instead of, okay, is this a useful idea to be discussing in the first place? And everyone detach themselves from it so that we can discuss it philosophically, objectively, critically, without anyone getting attached to it and without any argument per se, but instead a collective exploration of an idea everyone try to pick it apart, see if there are flaws in it, improve it, you know, open-mindedly. That's what we need to be doing. But interestingly, I've changed the title now and the category while midstream, so the VOD will still have the old title and Sekiro AP1 Hitless on it. I think I would have got hit there. It doesn't matter, like, I don't really care about that shit. I just want to see if we can get something rolling, you know what I mean? I need a new why did I get hit then? I need a new format. One that I can stick with rather than chopping and changing. One that I can believe in, that gets other people believing in it, that gets people returning. Yeah, the time of day might not be the best, but I'm just fleshing out ideas right now. And I guess I can do that on my own in the mornings. Feeling a bit sidestep, backsteppy, are we? Fair enough. Oh, it's not Asian, it's Genie. Classic. I'd just really love someone to come in and go, yo, I've been thinking about this, which might help humanity, or this system, or, you know, like, surely there's other people out there that think like I do. Surely, somewhere. But even like the big podcasters, they tend to like criticize what currently is rather than explore creatively alternatives. You know what I mean? And that's the niche I want to fill, is exploring the alternatives. The more we do that, the more creative we can be, the more excited people will be about the process. The more engaging the process is when it's like creative rather than creative and productive rather than argumentative and pointless, effectively. Because a lot of politics, a lot of philosophy these days is pointless. If you look at that activity objectively, you're like, you see loads of politicians basically saying you're wrong, I'm right. No, you're wrong, I'm right. And that's all they're saying. So it shouldn't matter who's right and wrong. What matters is the idea useful for the benefit of that society or humanity in general? You know, you shouldn't be discussing who's better than the other. You should be discussing, is this idea any good? And if it is, let's flesh it out and explore it more together. And if it's not, let's throw it out and think of something else, you know? Everything else is a waste of time. That's all it is.
おじい様のご様子はどうだ。参る。忍びよ、再び間に合えよう。この忍び。
Yeah, you can't just walk under him. You have to dodge. I was just thinking then about having a different sort of screen set up for the stream. So if someone looks at this and just sees, like, you know, a full screen game, what they could see instead is like a little background like I started making with like a little window of me playing a game with like a title above it saying gaming while I'm waiting or something like that. So it's visually more obvious that I'm not focused on the game, but just sort of doing it while I wait for a conversation. I don't know. I mean, you're up against it because most people come to Twitch to escape reality rather than confront it and work with it, so... You know, you're already up against it. And you're up against it against society too, because society doesn't like creative individuals, it likes brain-dead economic cogs in the machine, you know? But pay their tax, they earn money however, it doesn't matter how, and pay their taxes. Which is exactly why there's no institution that you can join where you would like to be. I.e. with other human beings working to make the world a better place, objectively. You know, not controlled by or limited by money or political factors or anything like that. That's why that institution doesn't exist. And that institution doesn't exist because everything's about the money and power rather than truth and love. You know, that's a fundamental issue with humanity. So that's what needs resolving first, obviously. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay. We've been genie enough now, let's move on. Let's move on while we wait for the first chatter to come in and go, hey, I want to change the world too. And I'm like, great, let's do it together. What ideas do you have? Etc., etc. Because, you know, and I guess part of the reasons people don't engage with that stuff because they don't really feel like they have any power, but they are the only ones with the power. Because they're people. They're human beings. They're part of this society. Who else has the power to change it other than what it is made of, you know? Just there's this system of deception in place to make us all feel like we don't have any power because we've given that power to a few individuals at the top. Oh, I did it again. Just buffered the wrong thing. Yeah, I'm just not thinking. Might actually switch to Kanagi Usagi and played that in ages. Have I installed it on this? It's a fun little boss rush game to play while I wait. I re-familiarise myself with. It's full of anime girls as well, so I might get more people in. Such a cynic. Well, I'm a realist. Oops. Feels good to be here, like thinking about other ideas out loud at least. I literally just did it again. I'm really good at not getting into the habit of buffering the wrong thing. I don't know why it happens. Never used to happen. Like a new error from lack of attention, I guess. Early deflect. That works. Yeah, but if I'm in a just chatting category and I've got the title right and it's not gaming related and it's not obscure, it's exactly what I want to do on the stream. Then at least I'm in a good spot if and when I can put the game down if someone comes in, right? So yeah, I'm thinking more about that background. If I make this window a bit smaller, I'll put gaming while I wait or something. Should I do it now? I can just resize this immediately, right? Yep. Interesting. I wish it would snap to the center. Does it snap to center? Doesn't appear to. It's snapping to something, but I'm not sure what it's snapping to. There must be a hotkey to center it, you would think. That'll do for now, and then I can do just some text, right? Add text. File. What? Oh my god, snap to center or something. Why can't you snap to center? Gaming while I wait. No, I don't want it to snap up there. I want it to be sort of in the middle. That's hilarious. I can't even move it to sort of somewhere in the middle. There. That's okay, right? For now. Gaming while I wait. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that, but it's something, I guess. Can I put a border on the game source? That'd be interesting. Well, that's something for now. At least it's taken the focus away from the game, right? Not sure that's ideal, but it is what it is. It's something. What we got? Let's talk. Philosophy, politics, the best way forward for humanity. What are your ideas? Live podcasting. Yep, sounds good. Just chatting. Yep, tags are good. All right. There it is. You mean while I wait? I'm waiting for you, humanity. God damn it. It might work. It might work. a bit scuffed. Interesting new idea, though. I didn't really think about this until just now, so I suppose, this is why I'm going live in the morning, even when no one's here, and even if I'm not super focused on the game. That's it's ironic because it's literally what I've been doing in life in general. Gaming while I wait for humanity to catch up and actually want to make the world a better place with me. Now we've gone the wrong way, the other way. She's gonna backstep probably. I can still parry that though. I have done it before. But yeah, I should never turn her that way. Yeah, I guess someone might search for like these tags in the just chatting category versus the Sekiro category, right? I don't know. That's the right angle. Oh my god, dude. This shouldn't be called gaming while I wait, it should be called messing up while I wait. But, I mean, it's fine, I'm not paying attention. I am thinking about the stream, which is what I should be doing, Thinking about how to move this forward in the right way. What? I was doing the grab timing and that wasn't the grab. What the fuck? Enough of that. This could work though, maybe getting creative on the ideas of what to do with the stream, which is good. That's at least something. Obviously I wasn't happy with, or it feels like the time to change it up, because, well, it just does. It is the time to change it up. I think that preview looks alright. Could make the game screen bigger and snap it to the bottom or something. I don't know. But again, the focus isn't supposed to be on the game, so that's the whole point. was actually a really good strat. Hit him out of the scream so he does one hit into... Oh. Nope, not gonna make it. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter what game I play, right? Just put any game on. Leave the category as just chatting. That's the intention. I want to be here to just, well, not just chat. I want to be here to chat and change the world with it, not just chat. So this is something. Yeah. Feels like it has potential. And I'd much rather have like live podcasting with viewers. Maybe I can put that in. Live podcasting with viewers. Change the title up a bit. Let's see. Podcasting. Okay. Let's talk philosophy, politics, the best way forward for humanity. Live podcasting with viewers. Yeah. Alright. There it is. Open invitation for humanity to come in here and fix the world with me, because no one else is going to do it. All I can do is invite, right? Here's a big part of the problem that I'm just sort of remembering is a big part of the problem. Is that a lot of people, especially in the West, are too comfortable perhaps to even care about changing the world, right? Even if they're not fully content and fully leading a meaningful life like they would want to, they're comfortable enough, you know? And that can just lead to stagnation and, of course, ignorance of what's happening halfway around the world in the name of their comfort. But it still doesn't change the problem that a lot of people are just, I don't need to change the world, I've got a comfortable enough life, you know. I'll happily just come on Twitch to escape reality rather than trying to make it better, because I'm alright with it, you know, that sort of mentality. I'm doing alright. Seems like too much effort, too much stress, and what if it goes wrong, blah blah blah. Gotta consider all the barriers to change, right? Even if it would benefit them, they're like, well, I'm alright with things, they're where they are. You know, they could be worse. Why would I want to change anyway? Especially when there's the whole narrative about like that the capitalists love to bring up the only alternative to capitalism is communism, which is of course bullshit and not useful at all. Did I not double trigger? Okay. Wait, I've already killed this guy, haven't I? Why am I doing it again? It's because I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. Well, ironically I am. I'm thinking more about what I'm doing than about what I'm doing. And then if you want to make people aware that, you know, their consumption is having negative effects half around the world on other people, they might be like, oh yeah, that's horrible. Well, it's up to the businesses and the governments to fix it, isn't it? And then they keep paying taxes and paying corporations for these things. It's like you just said it's their responsibility to change it, but you're paying them, you're giving them power for keeping it the same. You know what I mean? While deferring responsibility for you being any part of the cause. It's a tricky trick. Tricky tricksters going on.
Might.
So, you know, you could be like, look, you need to be aware that your consumption is destroying lives in Africa. They're like, well, that's the fault of the companies that are making it like that, and the governments should regulate it better, and it's not my responsibility. Yeah, but it is, because you're giving power to the companies and the governments despite that being a fact. So why would they change what they're doing if you're giving them power to do what they're doing? Instead of saying, look, unless you change, we're not going to give you any power anymore. No, but I want my new electric vehicle with its bigger battery and things. It's too easily out of sight, out of mind, even if people are aware of it. It's too easy to ignore. Or say, it's not my problem. If I don't buy that gadget, someone else will. So me not buying it isn't going to make a difference, all of this stuff. And I guess that's where education and awareness comes in. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, old man. That's a good one. That was a good one. Okay. I guess we'll do it again. That can go. There's a better.
Mile.
That's not the way to start Emma, but I guess it worked on this occasion. I think I will do some more washing today, since it's going to be such a warm day again. Had a very busy day yesterday doing chores and stuff, only to learn that my brother will no longer be visiting me at the end of this week. Which I was sort of expecting, because things generally don't work out as planned with my brother these days, since he got married, and certainly since he had a kid. But you can kind of understand it. Kind of. But yeah, at least it gave me an excuse to do some spring cleaning. For myself, if not for him as well. Carpets are certainly looking a lot better. Fewer fluff balls, things. Well, not fluff balls, what are they called? Little bits of fabric that come off big jumpers and stuff that you wear over winter. Little balls. There's probably a word for them. Everybody pause. I think this is better though. This is like the stream advertising itself for what it wants to be, and just making it clear that I'm only gaming while I'm waiting. So that's something. Whether that'll stay, I don't know. It feels like a good change for now, at least. Whether it'll bring anyone else in here for the right reasons, maybe make people more engaged and stick around, I don't know. Time will tell. Like I say, it feels decent for the time being. Let him live. Let him live. Alright. Good. Let's go through the bosses again. Definitely started later today. Slept a bit longer, slept a bit differently. Generally feeling quite rested because of it, so that's not a bad thing. That one.
久しいな、ミコ。芦名健一郎、参る。
I wonder if we can make it in the just chatting category, or if that's going to bring fewer people in. Don't know. We'll see. I mean, it certainly has a lot more people in the category, apparently, than Sekiro did. And even the Rocket League, right? How many people are in the category? Seems to be quite a popular category of streams, so whether political, philosophical, productive streams fit in that category, I don't know. What is it? Yeah, 161,000 viewers in just chatting at the moment. I think Sekiro normally has about 300 viewers. And Rocket League about 2,000 to 3,000, so we're tapping into a bigger viewer base, at least, I suppose. Or it just means that this stream will get lost more easily in amongst all the others. Interesting. Trying something different though, and that's the main thing. That was a way better opener than normal. Got way more hits in before he made a move. Quick kill, nice. That was a good ogre. Good. All good. Hey, I dodged that. I dodged it. I wasn't positioning correctly at all. I still dodged it. That's 2 good starts in a row, positionally. What is with that quick headbutt recovery sometimes? I need to make sure that doesn't happen. I kind of want to try Kanagi Usagi again. It's been ages since I played that. Maybe I will after a little break. Probably time for a toilet break and grab a bit of breakfast. Okay, that's 3 in a row. Positional starts. Good. Wait, he's dead already? Sure. That was a very fast ball. Nice. Very fast indeed.
Mail. 忍びを再び間に合おうか。
I think it pays to wait a second before you hit him down. Maybe. Messed that up. We're still good though. Nice. Good adaptation, I guess. GG Genie.
我が息子、その刀置いてゆけ。敵愚かなり。
Oops. Didn't think he was so close to death.
刃などこの甲冑には通じぬ。なぜそれを返さぬか。
Suppose that's technically not a hit, but not very clean. That's the glitchy rock you've got to be aware of. Otherwise she's alright in this position, I think. It's like right on the edge. As long as you don't get blinded by the glitchy rock. That's said about the categories. I did get some good people in here from Rocket League. Being in the Rocket League category, I guess, and playing Rocket League. But I think I'll leave it like this for now and see if and when we get people in under the just chatting category. I just want to see what comes of it. It might be a week of silence. It might be... I really don't know. Could be anything. Be interesting to find out. Well, that was a really slow one. Never mind. think he's one off a stagger, so I better not hit him anymore. Yeah, he was. Dude, you little greedy monkey. Not him, me. That was just, yeah, yeah. Not worth going again over. I'm gonna try just do Ishin again and then take a little break, get a bit of food, come back, see what I fancy next. All the while waiting for humanity to come in here and fix itself with me. Hey. Because it's not just my responsibility, it's everyone's, right? So this feels like a more appropriate setup for the stream. I am gaming while I wait for you, humanity. I am ready to change the world and make it a better place. Are you? It's a shame you got more than one category active. I would like just chatting always on. And then be able to change the game category as well. The gaming while I wait category is currently Sekiro, you know? Don't think that's possible, eh? Yeah, that was not the position. Fair play, dude. Yeah. GG's. Right. Time for a break. Let's put on meanwhile. Let's see. C. All right. We can do a little BRB thing, I think. What does that look like? What is it snapping to? Can I turn off snapping? Because it's snapping annoying. Kind of snapping to anything it wants to. Oh, that'll do for now. I can change that to that. Whoa, where did that go? Hello? What the fuck? Where did the BRB go? Oh. What the fuck? So weird. Wait, why is it upside? What the? Why is it upside down? Oh, it's because I spun it around with this thing, right? That's how. Wait, huh? Oh, is that shit? That's the wrong one. No. What? How is it? How is it backwards? How did I even? What the fuck? I didn't do that. Defaults. Yeah. BRB. No, it's still upside down. What the fuck? Why is that upside down? What? It's not upside down, it's mirrored. How did you mirror yourself? Oh, is it because... Oh my god, you can actually flip it like that? Who knew, right? My goodness, what's the waiting one doing then? BRB. I don't know what I had on. That works. Yeah, this one, I accidentally changed this one around. Somehow. OBS is terrible for this kind of thing. It's not pleasant to use. Okay. Hide that. Unhide this. Properties. Heart. We like hearts. Make it a bit smaller now. Try to put it in the center, even though it won't snap to center automatically. That's actually the center. That's the wrong one. I wish it would just, yeah. It's just going to snap around, so be snappy if you really want to be snappy. I guess that'll do. Alright, I'll be right back. If you don't want to answer the question, you don't have to. And I'm messing up again because I'm chatting. Staring at his bum for most of the fight, yeah, this is very true. It's almost like a nice relief to have to actually fight him a little bit in phase 1, just for something different. But yeah, it's not meant to happen. That's not the script. Yeah, no worries, mate. No, as I said to the last guy, what I want to do with this stream, I want to build a community that grows into something global to connect people. It doesn't have to be on Twitch, but I'm starting on Twitch. Because I see the future of humanity being directed by a truly democratic practice where we all decide together how we organize our activities. You know, we all look after each other. So the first thing we would be agreeing that we all, you know, like Scarlett, the last guy said, we all make sure everyone's got enough to eat, got clean water, got, you know, a place to live and all of that stuff. We start agreeing to actually working together, and the bigger that community grows, the easier that would be to then ignore any human beings who are just out for themselves, just power hungry, etc., etc. You're the opposite. Okay, great. Tell me. I'd love to hear your perspective. Okay. Inherent flaws in humanity. Okay, cool. Please explain. I'd love to hear your thoughts. While I hit monkey balls and try to avoid getting farted on. Okay. Progress? What sort of progress? What do you mean by progress? Yeah, isn't the problem that humanity doesn't really have a direction? What do you think our direction is or should be? Oh, do you? That's really interesting. Don't you think that's dangerous though, because that then invites dictatorship, things like Nazi Germany, if that voice at the top is an evil one? Isn't that putting all of our eggs in one dangerous basket? Also, isn't that giving too much power to one individual? Oh yeah, sure, it could work if that's the case. You know, that's the idea of God, right, versus the devil. If that person is all benevolent, completely, you know, pure of heart. But the old saying goes, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? Do you believe in that? Oh, sorry. The old saying says, the old saying goes something like, power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. Do you agree with that? I'm going to change my mic filters. It's good to have some feedback on the mic. Maybe my thresholds are too low, or too high rather. Let's go with that, and that. See where that goes. If I was in charge, okay, great question, because I've thought about that a lot. So what I would do is, what I mean by democracy, by the way, is we all figure out a system. Well, this is the thing. I think it's unrealistic and kind of too egotistical for me to think for me to even imagine being in a position where I am in charge of everyone, of everything. Because I don't know enough about engineering, I don't know enough about food production, I don't know enough about all of these things, right? So what I would do, first of all, is delegate. Okay? So we have experts in whatever people want to be experts in. They are most passionate about growing food, for example, or engineering, building bridges, whatever it is. They should be the people who are in charge of that stuff, right? And it's not because of they've kissed up to their boss enough, or, you know, they've slept their way to the top, or whatever it is. They are only in those positions because of merit, and everyone respects them and their knowledge because they just happen to know more than everyone else about those subjects, right? They're more practiced, they have more experience. But a key element of those experts would be that they're humble as well. So if someone does come along with better ideas, they would be open to those ideas and they wouldn't feel attached to their way of doing things. That'll be a tricky thing for most people to get around, probably, because, you know, if you've worked on something your entire life and you're close to achieving it, and then someone comes along and says, hey, what if we do it differently? A natural emotional response to that is probably like, who's this kid? He doesn't know anything, you know? What does he know? and try to brush off that idea. But you would have, in my society, you would have inherent respectful systems where it would be fairly quick and easy to identify someone who's in sort of a position of being in charge, if that's required. If they start abusing that position of power by disregarding good ideas and making things less efficient than they could be, etc., etc., everyone would recognize that, and then they would just simply lose that position, right? Are you still with me? So if I was in charge, one thing I would really do, first of all, is connect everyone, every human being on the planet, connected democratically. And by democratically, I mean a true democracy where we all decide on everything and we have regular votes on everything that matters to us. Not depending on the country, not one vote every 4 or 5 years, which is basically a popularity contest between two figureheads, and they make all the decisions for the next 5 years. And we abdicate all of our responsibility to them. I think that's a terrible system, and I think that's landed us in a lot of issues that we're currently facing, along with the economic system being monetary. That's not good either, because as soon as you have a number next to your name that denotes how much power you have to consume and manipulate, it doesn't matter how you get that number, right? If you've got a big number, you're successful and you're powerful. That's not good, because in my society you would be working off merit, ability, expertise, humility. They would be the people that people would respect and look up to, not someone that's just got a lot of numbers next to their name and it doesn't matter how they got it. So that to me is a much more reasonable way of organising humanity. Money and power get in the way of so many things. Opportunity being a key one. For example, people are forced into this financial servitude, right, where they have to earn money, or they feel like they have to earn money to survive, to buy food, to pay rent. So everyone is born into a system currently where it's not about what you do, what your passion is, what your interest is, where your curiosity leads you, and how that can benefit yourself and humanity. It's about how are you going to earn enough to scrape a living. And it doesn't matter what job you do, if it pays enough, great. Because then you end up with a lot of human activity that's based on inefficiency, even based on evil practices. Cutting corners for the sake of money versus human well-being. And that's not good. Isn't that how it's always been? Sorry, what? Isn't that how what's always been? People have always had to earn their keep, afford the necessities. Yeah, so instead of being forced into this financial loop, I think a better idea is everyone has an opportunity, or any opportunity, to do whatever they want, to contribute. Yeah, exactly. Burden, yeah, okay, so instead of this financial burden, this is where it gets interesting, because then we have to think about, okay, well, what motivates human activity, right? Because someone could come along and say, well, what if someone just sits around all day and doesn't do anything, and then we have to feed them? Isn't that unfair? Well, yeah, it kind of is. But there's nothing to stop us in that system without money, for example. Because in my society, everyone would have a record, right? Everyone who's born, every human is part of the global society, right? And there's nothing, I think, nefarious in everyone having an online identity or file or something, because we already do, right? We already have passports, IDs, government profiles, whatever it is. We all have details on us, right? But I don't know if you've ever watched Star Trek. No, not a credit score necessarily, because that can be nefarious just as much as money can. But basically a record. So on Star Trek, for example, if someone wants to look up someone from the past, they have an online database, basically, or a database on everyone. And it can be a certain amount of information. It doesn't have to be personal details or anything that people might get embarrassed about, But what it can be is about, okay, this person, name, skills, interests, achievements, current projects, what they're interested in, what they're passionate about, what they're currently working on, things like that. So, and that's transparent to everyone. Right, so I could look you up and go, okay, you're like, you make you make digital imagery and sell it online. Fair enough. I don't think you'd be embarrassed if that was public information for everyone in the world, right? Who might be embarrassed about that? Well, someone who just wants to sit at home all day playing computer games and get fed and housed without contributing to society at all. But what they wouldn't have a choice in is that behaviour is on record for anyone to see. And I think in that situation, you've got every human being with the opportunity to contribute to society however they wish, right? If opportunity like that is maximised for everyone, and there are still people who are just not doing anything and just eating, sleeping, drinking, playing games, not contributing to society at all, completely devoid of emotion, that would be on their record, right? So everyone would know that that's what that person does. You know, you could even give them a silly badge that's got a picture of a leech or something. You know, this person is a leech because they're not doing anything. Yeah, but there could be a good reason for that. Like, say someone's disabled and they just can't do anything, but what they can do is sit at home all day and think, philosophize, think up ideas that might be useful to society, and then that would go on their record. You know, this person's disabled, but they're doing what they can. You know, they've come up with these ideas. This one was actually implemented in this engineering sector. You know, whatever it is, that would all be on their public record. And then through that, you would just naturally not have a social credit score as such, but you would have accountability and you would have responsibility, right? And that would be transparent. And I think that, mixed with the opportunity to do anything you want, like, say, for example, you just got bored with making logos, and now you want to go and study astrophysics because you've always been interested in it, but you've never quite explored that avenue. You are welcome to do that. You can do that. There's no financial barrier. You can go and join in with everyone else doing that stuff, and you would be welcome. And you could start at the bottom. All the information would be freely available to you. It would be accurate because in such a world there would be no misinformation, because no one would be profiting from misinformation, and information would be peer reviewed by everyone all the time. Do you see where I'm going with this? And I think in such a society, I would be very surprised if you would just get lazy people, because these lazy people would be surrounded by millions, billions, however many other human beings who are living meaningful, fulfilling, productive, creative, exciting lives, doing whatever it is they love to do that benefits themselves and humanity. And who would sit around all day at home on their own, playing computer games and drinking in such a world? You know? I'm someone who's been depressed for the past few years and been smoking weed and all the rest of it to try to escape, because I felt hopeless, like there's no direction for me. And, you know, when I first stopped working, I could have been, I was obviously like, okay, at least I got out of that crap. But I would much rather be productive with like-minded people in fulfilling professional relationships, you know, all of that stuff. I would much rather do that if the opportunity was there. You might get shamed by contributing people, but you could always hang out with other leeches. Yeah. But this is the thing, but then with this basis of a democratic, globally connected humanity, if it becomes a problem, like it's okay, somehow, for example, we've got 5% of humanity that just can't be arsed anymore, and they're just like leeches, and they're creating a drain on our resources, whatever it is. We need to like figure out what to do. We would all decide that together. But I would be surprised if we got to that situation, honestly. I think I have at least a little bit of faith in humanity left, that in a different world where opportunities are maximized and financial bullshit doesn't exist anymore. I think people born into that world and conditioned by that world would naturally just be like, think of a baby, right? How curious are babies? How curious were you when you were a kid? And how was that curiosity just squeezed out of you through your education and now your professional pursuits, you know? Where you've just been, instead of your curiosity and your natural drive for, wow, what is this reality? Who am I? What is this? Has been turned into a focus on, well, I just need to make money however I can so that I can keep consuming until I die comfortably as possible. You know, I mean, surely there's a better way for us to organise our time, isn't there? It feels like it to me. So anyway, that gives you a quick rundown of what I'm trying to do here. I'm not just another streamer who plays games, tries to entertain people so that they can escape their reality. I want to build a community that confronts reality and makes it better. So, if you're interested, yes, it's ambitious, but what the fuck else are we doing? You know, just trying to make that number next to our names bigger, and then die regretting that we didn't do anything more productive with our one and only life on planet Earth as a human being, which is bloody miraculous if you think about it. I mean, the focus on money, man, it's once you put it in perspective, it's tragic. And all the problems and issues that come with it are tragic, in my view. And you know, I couldn't live with myself if I just went back to working for money. Like, I left that about 10 years ago now, and it's just impossible for me to go back, because once you broaden your perspective to this degree, playing that financial game, I don't know, it not only doesn't make sense, it just feels like you just can't engage with it anymore. So, you know, I've sort of made a vow to myself after this recent spell of depression where I could have easily just killed myself, honestly, at certain points. I figure, well, what is there left to lose? You know, fuck money, fuck anything that isn't meaningful. Try to connect with people and make the world a better place, and do the best you can with your ability. And I only see that happening over the internet, and it has to start somewhere, so why not on Twitch? You know? Why not? And why not at least try? Because then even if I die a few years early because I've run out of money and I couldn't change the world, at least I'll die knowing that I tried, you know? You don't think humanity is there yet? Yeah, well, this is you've touched on the main barrier. It's a simple way that we can all change the world. We just simply have to decide to do it. But you need enough people on board. So surely the first task then is try to collect as many people for that pursuit. And that's what I want to try to do. But we are technologically there. I just want to make that point before you go on. We are there technologically. We have the ability to feed and house everyone on the planet and give everyone opportunities to help however they want to help. We are definitely there. I don't think you can disagree with that. technologically, materially, we have the ability to do that now. But yeah, go on. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'll take a break from talking and go smack a monkey in the ass. No, I won't. I'll start reading your message and get distracted. But keep going. No, I'll listen to it. I'll read it as it. Yeah, absolutely. Scale up, yeah. I think I know where you're going. But as you scale up, are you done there, or are you still, maybe you're still writing? Or maybe you just transfixed by me whacking a monkey. Yeah, okay, no worries, dude. Alright, I'll wait, man, I'll wait. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, wording is tricky, I know. Totally messed that up. But it doesn't matter. Bystander effect. Can you explain that? Sorry to ask you to write more. Yeah. Sure, but that's locally, right? This goes back to what I was saying before about, you know, you were saying it's easier to look up to one leader. It's easier for one person to be in charge. It sounds like now you're kind of noticing that the opposite is true, where you can connect better with people around you. Is that right? Yeah, we don't live in tribes anymore, exactly. However, because you know that, I know that, I think everyone knows that for every individual, it's easier to connect with people around them rather than imagine being connected with someone halfway around the world. While that's true, what we can do is recognize that both are important, you know? Like, you can still have respect and empathy for someone halfway around the world, even if you don't know them. Yeah, they do, and But imagine for the farmers having to feed everyone. If they're in it for the money, I wouldn't want them to do that anymore. But I think given the amount of people in the world, there are going to be a lot of people who are naturally interested in growing food or food production or, you know, all of that stuff. I could be wrong. I could be wrong and think in such a world there's going to be no one interested in food production and we're going to be fucked because no one's going to want to make our food. I think that's a lot less likely than naturally finding people who are interested in it. But just say that's true for a second. But then we would be like, okay, well, we still need to eat, though, right? So, and then we would be like, okay, well, at least we need this many people to manage our food production. You know, you could. At the very least, you'll get, and I would be one of these people, you're going to have people who are interested in organising and efficiency and sort of top level stuff. That's where I am. That's where my passion is like big picture analytics of what's going on and how to increase efficiency and things like that. How to improve things, problem solving on a big scale, that sort of thing. And you know, the first thing we do is start gathering data. Is go, okay, well, how many farmers do we currently have? How, you know, are we feeding everyone? Who's left behind? Do we need a little bit more food? Are we producing too much food and wasting a lot of food? That's probably the case of where we are, at least now in the West. That we have a food surplus and we're probably being quite wasteful in a lot of ways. And it'll be wasteful materially, but it'll be at the benefit monetarily of big food companies, probably. I would suspect that if there's a lot of food wastage going on, someone's probably making a few more dollars from it, for example. But if you take money out of the equation, then you look at the food production more reasonably and think, wow, suddenly, like, take money out of the equation, why are we wasting so much food, right? And then you start, anyone who's interested in dealing with those issues can start dealing with those issues together with other people who are interested in dealing with those issues. And the thing about, you know, then I feel like given the opportunities for people would find their way into professions that are beneficial, and if they're focused on being as good as they can be with the best possible technology that's currently available, they are open to innovations left, right and centre wherever they come from. No one's super focused on their little way of doing things and that it's their way or the highway, and anyone else they'll just get rid of, you know, because that's dictatorial. That's like Stalin, that's like Hitler, you know. Anyone who tries to do that when money and illusory power are out of the picture, everyone will just turn around and go, well, this guy's just an idiot. He's just trying to be powerful and controlling. You know, he's not making sense anymore. Let's stop listening to this guy. You know? It's like in the playground, if you start bullying your friends, people are not going to want to play with you anymore. And you can't force them, well, you can try to force them to play with you, but then it won't be very fun for anyone. Passionate people in the right industries, and then those people make decisions based on the good of humanity. Yeah. To me, that's the best source of motivation and inspiration. Well, this is the thing. It's not putting faith in everyone to continuously make the right decisions. It's continuously... That's where you start from the bedrock of a connected humanity, and you start from that actual democracy. Because then... Say, for example, the first vote on my system for every human to vote on would probably be like, okay, Do we want to live or do we want to die? I.e., do we want to kill each other or do we want to, work together and try to live instead? And then it's like, okay, so we don't want any more war then, right? So let's put that aside. And you could say you might get people trolling and stuff. So you end up with a 95% of the population voting that they want to live and 5% voting that they want to die. Right? You've still got a majority there to work with. Okay, yeah, absolutely. But the question is, where are those poor decisions coming from? I know my poor decisions for my depression, my drug addiction, all the rest of it, weren't really decisions at all. I ended up in that situation through hopelessness, through a lack of faith in humanity, through the meaninglessness of my existence, through a lack of fulfillment, a lack of friendship, a lack of relationship, a lack of meaningful direction, a lack of opportunity to explore what my direction could be and how I can benefit myself and others. That's where my perceived poor decisions came from. And I don't think they were poor decisions now at all. I think it wasn't a decision. I didn't decide to sit around and be depressed for the last few years. I came to that situation because no matter how much I tried to engage with the world and make it a better place, I came up against barriers left, right and centre to it. I see this with people who support anarchism a lot. Without oppressive systems in our lives, there would be less crime, less burnout, less domestic violence. Yeah, it's that sort of idea. Because when you look at the big picture, you realise that everything's connected. So you start seeing, okay, well, what would the world be without money? And you can think, okay, well, say someone's had a bad upbringing, they've had a bad family life with domestic abuse, and they turn into a violent offender. Would that person have become a violent offender if that family had been different? How might the family have been different? Well, the family could possibly have been dysfunctional because they were constantly in financial turmoil and stress, and in an attempt to escape from that financial turmoil, they connected with someone that they may not have, that they probably shouldn't have been connecting with, ended up having a baby, and then tried to make the best of it for the rest of their lives, and all they could do was fight and squabble and hit each other, which led to their baby growing up to being a violent offender. But there was a reason that those parents were in that situation in the first place. Yeah, and there we are. We're back. Kind of funny. A long BRB that was, because I just ran into my neighbours and wanted to catch up with them, which was really sweet. Right. I thought now what I would do is grab Kanagi Usagi and have a little go at that. Anyway, I figured no one would be here, which is why I spoke to my neighbours while I had the opportunity. But that was really nice. I've been meaning to speak to them for a while, so. Okay. We need to set up a new source for this, I suppose. I guess we'll keep it at 60 FPS. I assume that's alright for it. Let's pause the music for now. Right, I'll need to do a new source. Game capture. Anagi. Capture audio. Specific window. Chanbara. Interesting. Okay. There it is. We bring that down slightly. Apparently not. Can you stop snapping, please? Maybe we can turn snapping off. My goodness. So difficult, man. I guess that'll do for now. We'll leave it at the bottom. For some reason, my GPU is at 100%. What's this game doing? Yeah. Settings. Max FPS 60. Maybe we'll do 120 then if we can do 120. Play. $120. Changes. 120. Scaling, I don't know what that is. Rendering. I guess. The volume like. Probably pretty loud. That down to there. Okay. Display FPS off. I guess that's fine. But can I see the FPS? Yeah, it is 120 on Steam overlay. Oh, that's what a Makiri counter is. It's just that, okay. I've totally forgotten this. Ah, wrong button. The jump and the stomp feels so weird compared to Sekiro. I mean, it all does, but it's going to, isn't it, when I'm used to Sekiro? It's still cool though. I'm sort of remembering it. Nice. S rank? No way. Right, I need some food. It's not very well optimized, this game. Nice to play at higher FPS than Sekiro. You can fit little attacks in underneath. Wrong button. Which is cool. Just step back into a slash, okay. Boom, there it is. Alright. Cool. I'll check that out. That'll do for now. I'll try a bit of Rocket League for the rest of the stream, maybe. But this time, I'm actually going to unhide it. And we are gonna keep the preview on so I always know what's on screen. That's probably a sensible thing to do. Oh yeah. Case in point, I need to resize it. What's it snapping to there? I don't know. That worked for now. Now, because I'm on the just chatting category, no one knows I'm actually playing Rocket League. Haha. And as soon as I chose the just chatting category, literally no one has been in the stream. Apart from a bot. Kind of a bad touch. That was a big hit. Nice pinch away. Is that in? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Hilarious. I'm not sure I'm in the mood for this either right now, but it's something. I'm in the mood for philosophy and fixing the world, guys. Where are you? Can't do it on my own. We can't. Yeah, I should have gone out of the wall. Well, better. Better control. Flapping around like a fish, but not like a clapfish. Yeah. I'm not really paying much attention to what I'm doing, not gonna lie. Oh. It was good to get up early there. I was in a good position in the air, just floating. Yeah, I need to either have some momentum before that. That's in though. Easy. Nice. Oh, I'm lucky, mate. Thought he had that. Ooh. Okay. Big fat zero. Turned out to be a good boost steal by that guy. I could have sworn I had another jump, but I guess I didn't. That in. Good fake, I guess. Perfect kickoff. The best touch in the world. I think they're out of boost there. Good try. Perfect pass back. And he scored. What a finish. That was a great goal. Done well. Could have another game, boys. That was a nice first lobby, actually. Pretty good. Yeah, I clearly wasn't doing much. But my teammate wants to go again. I shall go again. He's gone. He's out of here. Well, no one's come in with the Just Chatting category yet, still in 2.5 hours of streaming. One teammate. Alright. Bump. Yeah, I just flat out nothing. Needed a teammate to cover that. That works. Heavy touch. Yeah, teammate's not on it, is he? It doesn't feel like it's gonna work. It should have been free for teammate, that ball. And I had some boost to get up to it. Yeah, good try. Wow, he got an important touch there. Good pass. Yeah, you're not good enough, dude. Not for this lobby. Never gonna work. Interested to find out if this just chatting category just means I get 0 viewers now. But we're gonna try it for a while. It's still late in the morning. It's still a weekday morning. And I don't really care right now because I had a nice chat with my neighbours just now, and that makes me feel a bit more connected with this little community here. So should be a goal. Easy enough. Okay. It just turned me off the ball. Teammate has to go for that ball. Guess he doesn't have to. Would have made much more sense if he did though. Is he gonna go for anything? Nope. Oh, good try on the pinch. Almost worked. He really has to go for some of these balls though. Like, he's just inviting the shot every time. Putting us in a bad position every time because he's not going for the ball that he should be going for. He's just... like, what's he doing, man? He just sat there. Weird stuff. I... Oh. He's back in our... Why wouldn't he be back in our goal, you know? Instead of going for that pass that I gave him. Whoa. Bad pinch. He doesn't want to play Rocket League, he wants to play free play. Now I understand. Go on then, you just want to solo play, you can solo play. You failed. You failed again. What to play, what to do. I guess we're approaching the end of the stream anyway. Although I've just had first breakfast. So got a bit of time. Am I going to do any washing today? Let's go on it. He's had enough already? Or was that a bot? What a double. It's like the slowest double tap ever. Did he get the boost or did I left it through? Ooh. Good spawn now. Yeah, that wasn't the touch. Just passed it back to them. Oh, got off target. What? Actually, a nice little play there. Yeah, he's got that all day. No, he doesn't. Interesting. And I gave up on it because I thought he was going to hit it. Shot. And it's in. Nice, good shoot. That was a good dump by him. I wanted it off the corner. There it is. GG boys. Look at the hordes of people coming in here to change the world and make it a better place. Maybe I do need to advertise it with like shorts and TikTok and all that bollocks. Instead of sitting on Twitch with this, what shorts do I make? That's the question. We're thinking. We're changing. Like this is a different stream format. I guess we're still playing around with the settings and stuff. So here we go. See how this looks and stuff on stream and check the VOD. Ow. That wasn't the play. Ow. That really wasn't the play, and he's stolen my boost. Yeah, he should have gone for that ball. Just left me with nothing. Or bump. That's something. He's taking it backwards. That's not very good. Okay, that's alright. He got an extra touch. Right. Oh, I couldn't control it. Got that there. Something. Works. He should have ball and boost. Oh, he took the boost but forgot the ball. Okay, that works. Imagine he didn't get that in. It almost happened. He doesn't cheat either. He doesn't cheat and goes for corner boost and then, yeah. And then there's no challenge on that ball and he just gets a free goal. Good teammate. And he blocked that somehow. His positioning never fails to amaze. And he's not going for that either. Is he going for this one? At least I made him go high. And yeah, he got squatted. Unsurprising. I don't know what that touch on the backboard was, and then he didn't follow it up with anything. Okay, why would I think he might be in position for that? I don't know. My bad, I guess. Yeah, and then I don't trust him, and then I do a bad touch. Yeah. Let's just get out of here, honestly. I mean, he had that, but because he doesn't go for the ball most of the time, I just don't trust when he's going to go, and then we just have a bad game. So we might as well move on. Try to get a different lobby. I guess they won't be on for too much longer anyway. Now that we've had breakfast, we've got to get brunch, right? Easy save, makes a mess of it, and does a double save, that's good. Oh, unlucky. That was a good bump by him. Keep me out of goal. Pretty good for teammate. And again. I mean, what was that for a shot? That was nowhere near on target. He shot it at me instead of the open goal. It's fine. Well done. Glad he was there. My old teammate would not have been. Yeah, it's fair enough. He kept it close, that was a tough one. That was a bad bounce for me, perfect for him. Thank you. That is what I wanted, actually. Oh, I was there as well. Oh my goodness. Oh, I thought he was leaving it because he had no boost, but he's actually done pretty well. Oh, as if he gets a touch over me. Fair enough. Dude, we have 3 minutes left, what's wrong with you? Again, he's just passed it to them and then we're fucked. 2v1. What am I meant to do? He's got to do more than pass them the ball, you know? He's really got to do more than pass them the ball. Yeah, we can go next if he wants to leave. They're probably smurfing. They felt a bit too good for the lobby. Compared to the last lobbies we've had, that was just a different world. setting rings again, look at that. Nice. They're not parties. Heavy touch. Good pinch. No teammate. Sedge. That was a great pass. Is he just wanting to 1v2 them the entire time? Like, cause that's shit, dude. Like, he's just passed it to them for no reason. We were safe with it in our corner and he just took it from me and passed it to them. Like, what's his game plan? Yeah, good bump. Oh, that works. Wait, he just disappeared. Fair enough. I don't like this lobby either. Bang. Nice shot. Just decided to take it off me again instead of, I don't know, instead of anything else. And passed it back to them again. I can't get that one. I mean, just stop passing it to them, please. Oh, is he just boost camping instead of getting the ball there? I mean, dude, really? It's ridiculous ball chasing from all the people in the lobby. I honestly thought he wasn't going to get there in time, even though he had all the time in the world. Okay, dude. I just read that, didn't I? Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I was sick of you as well, mate. Fucking hell, dude. These are not good games. Like, it just wasn't, you know, it just did everything wrong. Everything wrong. Passing it to them constantly, taking the ball off me constantly, just hitting it out of a safe position into a dangerous position for no reason. Like, What the fuck? What the fuck are you supposed to do? And then it puts you in a bad mood. And then you play worse. But it doesn't matter anyway. Because we're here for the just chatting and making the world a better place, and no one wants to do that, so we're on our own, so it doesn't matter anyway. Oh, dude, fucking hell, man. What are you doing? I had a goal there, you fucking idiot. What's wrong with you? You just took it from me for no reason. Nice bump, dude. Fucking hell, bro. Great 50. Teammate didn't get back in time. Always left to tidy up with 0 fucking boost, right? Fucking classic. Nice shot. Okay. I guess he was going for something more exciting. Yeah, I'm not really enjoying this. I can't really be on this much longer for the last game. Okay. Just panicking. Had this under control. I should have hit that ball, but that was under control and he just hit it into our goal practically. For no reason. Oh, I saw he was going. He just stopped going for the ball. Like I just don't understand. This was his ball to go for when he just stopped going for it, and then I was too late. I can get a good punch. Maybe he's on? He's on. Yeah, now they're on. Alright, that'll do it. Not having good games anymore. No one's here anyway. There is a 0 point of continuing. So thank you all for being here.